Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Topic 5, relationships in triangles. And this is the fifth lesson of this topic, inequalities in two triangles. To compare, this is our main objective, to compare a pair of sides of two triangles when the remaining pairs of sides are congruent. This is the main objective. Before I start the lesson, I want you to pause the video here and try to answer these questions, because all the lesson, it depends on this understanding. So let's see, can you answer these questions? I will come back to this slide again after explaining the theorem, the Hinge theorem. So here is theorem 512, Hinge theorem. What does it say? It says if two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle and the included angles are not congruent, then the longer third side is opposite the larger included angle. This means that we know that this angle W is greater than angle A. Okay, this angle W is greater than angle A. And when we look at the sides, this side is congruent to this one and this side is congruent to this one. If the two corresponding sides are congruent and the included angles, they are not equal. If these two included angles will become equal, then according to the side postulate, the two triangles will become congruent. But right now, what are they saying? They are saying that this angle W is greater than angle A. Then what can we conclude? We can conclude that the side opposite to the bigger angle, if you go across this triangle and look at the opposite side, it's XY. Now because angle W is greater than angle A, that's why we can conclude that the side opposite to the greater angle will be greater in measure than the side that is opposite to the smaller angle. That means XY will become greater than BC. Is that clear? So the first important thing is that you have to check in the two triangle that do you have the two corresponding sides congruent. So as you can see here in this example, the yellow side is congruent to the yellow one and this blue side is congruent to the blue one. Then you will look at the angle that is, you can say this is the hinge. Actually hinge means where these two, like your elbow, right? This point is called, you can say, the hinge. Okay, now these two sides, what is the included angle here? It's 40, and what is the included angle here? 75. Now this measurement of the, you can say, of these angles can decide about the third side. That means the third side will depend on these two, the measurement of these two angles. The smaller angle will have a shorter side opposite to it, and the larger angle will have a longer side opposite to it. So we can conclude that this triangle has the third side smaller than the third side of the second triangle. Is that clear? And sometimes we explain this theorem with the help of this alligator hinge. Alligator hinge means if you look at these two triangles, this one A, B, C and this one D, E, F, when the alligator, it opens its mouth, you can say very wide to grab something, a big piece of food, then this angle is greater, and when it opens its mouth less, then this angle is, you can say, smaller. And if it opens its mouth more, that means this angle will be greater and it can grab a large piece of the food. But if this angle is small, that means it can grab a small piece of food. Clear? So let's see now here. They said what inequality relates LN and OQ in the figure at the right, or the given figure. So we can see here, where is LN? So this one is actually LN. They want us to decide or relate this inequality to OQ. Now where is OQ? This one is OQ. How we can compare these two triangles? First of all, we will check that do they have congruent sides. So yes, this side is congruent to this one and this side is congruent to this one. And what can we say about the included angle in the two congruent sides? So this is the included angle and here M is the included angle. We can clearly see that angle P, measurement of angle P, is less than measurement of angle M. So what can we say about the opposite side. What is the side opposite to angle P? It's OQ. So OQ is less than in measurement. Then we will check what is the side opposite to angle M. So the side opposite to angle M is LN. So we can conclude that OQ is actually less than LN. And what is the reason? Because OQ is lying opposite to a smaller angle as compared to LN, because LN is lying opposite to a larger angle. The idea is very simple and it's very easy to understand. Now the converse of the Hinge theorem, what does it say? That if we have two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, what can you say? If the third side are not congruent, then the larger included angle is opposite to the longer third side. Same idea almost, only the, you can say, because it's the converse, so the if has gone to then and then has gone to if. Now look at this side is congruent to this one and this side is congruent to this one. Now we know that the side EF, this side EF is greater than side UV. So what can I say about the opposite angles? Now I will go across the triangle, and the angle that will be opposite to these sides, I can decide about that angle D will be greater than angle T. And what is the reason? Because angle D is lying opposite to a larger side and angle T is lying opposite to a smaller side. Clear? So the last, actually the Hinge theorem was about the deciding about the size, and the converse of the Hinge theorem is deciding about the angles. Is that clear? Now, if you remember, in the beginning of this video, I asked you to pause the video and get the answers of these 3 questions. If you have found the answers, please check your answers. So here we can see that this one is congruent to this side and this side is congruent to this one. When I look at the third side, so the greater the side will have greater the angle opposite to it. So angle A will be, or simply I will write angle A will be greater than angle D. What is the reason? Because angle D is lying opposite to a smaller side as compared to angle A that is lying opposite to a larger side. Is that clear? Now look at the second question. It says which of the following could be the correct length of the side AB. Now where is side AB? This is the side AB. Before I start deciding about that what could be the possible measurement of AB, I have to decide that is this the situation in which I can use the Hinge theorem. So let's start observing it. So look at this. This side is congruent to this one and this side is congruent to this one. And we are given the included angle of the two sides. Right? So included angle here is 25 and here the included angle is 26. So all the criteria that is needed for using the Hinge theorem is here. That means if angle 25 degrees is, you can say it's less than the angle 26 degrees. So what is lying opposite to 26 degrees? It's AB. So we can say AB is actually greater than ED. And how much is ED? It's 33, right? So AB, actually it has to be greater than 33 yards, right? Now if I look at the options, I have been given 32, I have been given 33. That means no way the measurement of AB could be 32 or 33. So the only option that is left is giving me the measurement of AB greater than 33 yards. That's why this is the correct option. So this is how they give you questions in the exams. Okay, now which of the following could be the correct angle of measure for angle T? Now look at this. This side is congruent to this one and we have this side congruent to this one. And then here angle P is given 50 degrees. That means I have to decide about angle T now, because this is the included angle, right, between the two pairs of congruent sides. Okay, then before this I decide about this angle, I have to look at the opposite sides. So 75 is less than 76. That means angle T will be less than angle P. Clear? It will be less than angle P. So if it is less than angle P, what could be the possible measurement? Can it be 51? Can it be 50? No, it has to be less than 50. So the correct option is angle T equals 49 degrees. Clear? Now let's solve some questions from the lesson, from the book. So here is a try it question. It says, what are the possible values of x for the diagram? Now some students, they start thinking that they can make the equation 4x minus 18 is equal to 54. The reason is they think that these two angles are actually equal, but remember, it's these two angles are not vertical angles that you can say that this angle will be equal to this one. You can see is this side is a little bit tilted towards this side, right? So this is not the case of the vertical angle. So this is the case of the Hinge theorem. Why? Because we can see that this side is given congruent to this one and this side is given congruent to this one, and the sides that are, especially you can judge from here that the sides are given opposite to these angles are different in measure. If it will be a case of equivalent, if it will be a case of congruent triangles, in that case these two sides will also be equal. So this is the case of the Hinge theorem. So what can we say now about these two? Because 12 is greater than 10, or let me switch it, let's write 10 is less than 12. So we can say the angle that is opposite to 10 is 4x minus 18. So that's why it will be less than 54 degrees. Why? Because this is this 10, this side, this third side is deciding, and here the third side is deciding about the angles. So when you have a smaller side, then it will have a smaller angle opposite to it, and if you have a larger side, then it will have a larger angle opposite to it. So that's why 4x minus 18 will be less than 54. Now solve this inequality. We can move this 18 to the other side, so it will be 4x less than 54 plus 18. That will give us 72, and we can divide each side of the inequality by 4. So it will give us x is less than 18 degrees. That means the possible value of x has to be 18 degrees. Clear? Okay, if you look at the second example, it says what is the value of this x, or what are the possible values of this x. Now let's start comparing the sides. This one is congruent to this one, and this one is congruent to, because it's the common side, so that means both of them are having these two sides congruent, and this is the included angle, and here this is the included angle. Now when you look at across the included angle, you can see that here this 32 has opposite to it, opposite side 16, and this 3x plus 5 has opposite to it 21. Clear? So that means 3x plus 5 will be greater than 32. Clear? Because this 21 is greater than 16, so that's why 3x plus 5 will be greater than 32, and we can solve it for x. Keep 3x over here and move this 5 to the other side, so it will turn into -5. So we will have 3x greater than 27. Divide each side by 3, so it will give us x is greater than 9. That means the possible value of x, it always has to be greater than 9. Is that clear? Okay, let's solve now some questions from the lesson. It says error analysis. So better pause the video here, read the question carefully, and then try to find what is the error in this question, or there is no error. Check it. So here is the explanation for this error, because yes, she cannot use the Hinge theorem. She was thinking that she can use the Hinge theorem to decide about this angle and this angle. She noticed that because this one is 11 and this one is 15, so she can say that angle F is greater than angle HKG. No, she cannot decide until we have all the criteria fulfilled for the Hinge theorem. And what is the criteria for the Hinge theorem? That we should know that the two triangles, they have two pairs of congruent sides, and here it's not mentioned that is there any pair of, or are there any two pairs of congruent sides there. Clear? Okay, let's solve next question now. Here it says write an inequality describing the range of x for each pair of triangles. So if you look at the A part, I'll solve the A part for you, and then I want you to solve the B part on your own. Now first we will check the criteria. So we have, yes, we have a pair of congruent sides. This first one is equal to the first one, and the second one is equal to the second one, and then we are given the included angles. So clearly we can see that angle 60 is less than 75. So what can we decide about the third side? By considering this angle, we can say that 2x plus 3 will be greater than 15. Clear? Because 75, because the included angle is greater than this included angle, that's why the side opposite to this included angle is 2x plus 3, that will be greater than the side that is opposite to 60, that is 15. Clear? And now we can find the value of x very easily. Keep this 2x, wait just one second, keep this 2x over here and move the 3 to the other side. That will change into -3. So we will have 2x greater than 12, and now divide each side by 2. So we will get x is greater than 6. So these are the possible values of x. Like the x, it has always to be greater than 6. It could be 7, 8, 9. It cannot be 6. X cannot be equal to 6, and x cannot be less than 6. Okay, any value that will be greater than 6 will be the value of x. Now better pause the video here and solve B part on your own. So here is the answer for B part. Because 100 is less than 100, this angle, the included angle, is less than 110. So when we see across this, 110 is giving us 30, and when we check this one, it is giving us 6x minus 12. So that's why 6x minus 12 is less than 30, and the possible value of x is less than 7. Clear? Here is the next question, question number 11. It says write an inequality describing the possible values of x for each pair of triangles. First I'll do for you, and the next one I want you to solve on your own. So let's do the first one. It says this side is congruent to this one, and this side is congruent to this one. So we have a pair of congruent sides. When we look at this angle, we have to find the value of possible value of x, right? So that means this angle is, we don't know what is the possible value of x over here. But when we look at the opposite side, here the opposite side is 32, and here the opposite side is 39. That means because 39 is greater than, so let's start with 32. 32 is less than, I'm solving A part, okay? So 32 is actually less than 39. So when you go and look at the opposite angles to these sides, so what is opposite to 32? It's 4x minus 25, and what is opposite to 39? It's 75, right? So we can make this inequality by looking at the inequality of the third side. So from here, if you keep 4x over here and move 25 to the other side, so it will be added on the other side. I'm talking about this 25, right? So we will have 4x less than 100. Now divide each side by 4, and it will give us x is less than 25. This shows that the possible value of x has to be less than 25. Now better pause the video here and solve B part on your own. So here is the correct answer for B part. Better pause the video here and check all the steps that have you done it correctly. Question number 12, same idea. Better pause the video here, solve both A and B parts on your own, and then play the video to check your answers. Here are the answers for both the parts. As you can see here in this one, we have you can say this, wait, let me show you. This 29 is equal to 29, this 29 is equal to 21 and 9, and this is the common side. So that means this will be the included angle, and then by looking at the opposite side, you will decide about the included angle, that 3x plus 4 is greater than 40. Same is the case in this one. This 25 is equal to 25, and this is the common side. 112 and 100, let me highlight it for you. 112 and 133 are the included angles. By looking at these two included angles, we can decide about the opposite sides, that 2x plus 17 will be less than 39, because 2x plus 17 is opposite to a smaller angle as compared to 39. And in the final, the next steps are very simple. You just have to solve them and then get the answer. Okay, so here is question number 18. It says, which of the following can you conclude from the diagram? Means from these four options only one option is correct. So better pause the video here. And by the way, it's almost the same idea like that I explained here, that you have one of the side common, so this one will be equal to this one and this one will be equal to this one. So what can you decide about the included angle? Better pause the video here and look for the correct option. So C is the correct option, because if you look at the highlighted triangle, I mean this is the included angle, and if you look at the non-highlighted triangle, this is the included angle. So if you look at the opposite side, this one is 52, and here if you look at the opposite side, it's 57. So that means the angle that will be opposite to 57 is angle E, and it will be greater in measure than the angle that is opposite to 52, that is angle G. So this one has this information. Clear? Here is a challenge question, the same idea. Better pause the video here just for practice. Solve these two questions on your own. So here are the answers. If you have solved them, please check your answers. Next question, it's a challenge question. Better pause the video here, try to solve it on your own. Actually they want you to arrange these sides, this AB, then this one, let me highlight it with a different color, this BC, and then this CD, from least to greatest. So let's see, can you arrange them? So better pause the video, solve it, and then play the video to check your answer. Here is the answer. We can apply the Hinge theorem to compare any two triangles, because clearly we can see for each whenever we want to compare any two triangles, we have this case like this side is equal to this one and this side is equal to this one. And when we found the third angle, because this is a straight line, so this angle is becoming 180, and you will subtract from it the sum of 58 and 56, so it will give you 66 degrees. So I mean when you write 66 over here, we can get the idea that this is the longest side, BC, and then we have on the second number it's AB, and then on the third number it's DC. But because we have to arrange them from least to greatest, so CD will be the least and BC will be the longest. Here we have this vocabulary review. You are given the options here. You have to check that which option will go in which blank. So better pause the video, complete the blanks, and then play the video to check your answers. This was actually the, you can say, the vocabulary review of the whole topic 5. So I have written all the answers here. Check your answers, match your answers. That did you fill them correctly? That's all for this video. Hope you understand it.